managerial sack race this year?
Frank Lampard.
Yeah, that guy.
Really? Really?
Yeah. I don't
I
rate
doubt it.
Lampard. I don't rate Lampard at all.
I don't think so.
I
don't
don't
think
like
so.
saying it. I don't like saying it, but I think it's Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think he's so at the bottom that there's possibly nothing that can remove him off that seat, and Everton
Relegation.
is in the mud.
Mauricio Pochettino just became free, gentlemen. Let's not.
I'm not-
Everybody
I
who's
don't-
got a team that's sizable has to be on alert.
Yeah.
I don't think
sorry.
Pochettino is signing for Everton. I don't think that's happening. Please clip me up right now, and then you can say I told you so, Tona. But I don't see
All
it
right.
happening, bro.
Here's the question I have for you.
Yeah.
Mauricio got fired from Spurs, went and chilled. PSG came, gave him a job, got fired from PSG. Where's he
Yeah.
going to go next? A Spanish team? Where's he going to go? He's not going to Atletico Madrid. He's not going to Real Madrid. He's not going to Barcelona. The next options are Sevilla, Villarreal, and Real Madrid, all those type of guys. You already got Emery there. You've got, what's that guy, Lapadilla, the guy who got fired from the Spanish job. There's enough talent in Spain to lock up those Spain jobs. Germans generally ain't giving jobs to people like Pochettino. He's out of there, right? Italy.
True.
Italy is fickle. Those guys are fickle. He has to come back to the Premier League. He's not
Yeah.
getting the Spurs job. He's not getting the United job. He's not getting the Liverpool job. He's not getting the Chelsea job. He's not getting the Arsenal job, right? Let's keep going. He's not getting the West Ham job, right? He's not getting the...
This
That's
is
a
my
big-
shot. This is my shot. Listen to
yeah.
my shot. So
Okay.
I see Barcelona, right? Listen to me, just bear with me. I see if Xavi doesn't execute what Barcelona is trying to get done, I definitely see him moving there. So for me, I think with Poch, it's just a waiting game. You've got Barcelona, you've got Chelsea. That's also it's open for discussion if Tuchel doesn't get his ducks in a row. There are a lot of teams that are rebuilding where Poch can honestly, go there. Because I mean, Everton, dude, they're fighting
Okay,
for
wait.
relegation,
So
bro.
But they fought for relegation one season. Calm down. They fought for relegation one season.
Okay,
And this is the problem we
absolutely,
get to as fans. One season we write off an
Absolutely.
entire structure of the business. No. They had issues, clear as mud. But now they're doing a little bit of work here and there. My issue comes down to, I think, for all of his football knowledge, I feel like Frank Lampard, there was some missed opportunities there in his development as a coach. I think clubs the
talent.
size of Everton, yeah, that's part of it. Like I think he's a talented football mind. I think if given the tools at the right place, he could potentially succeed. But I also think that his stubbornness at Chelsea, for me, said a lot about his weakness. And on that basis, I look at that and I'm like, yeah, I can't see this dude doing much. I think Frank Lampard is one to go. I don't know if Fulham have done enough work in the off season to warrant coming back. Nottingham Forest has invested in some, but not too many.
Okay.
They've spent a
Brighton
fair
was
bit of money.
safe. Yeah.
That's
Leeds,
not
Brighton,
new.
Southampton have done well.
Yeah, but I was gonna actually say I think Southampton may struggle this season. I think yeah.
Wait, Matty, before you finish, do you know that at every review show and preseason, everyone
It says
always says
Southampton.
Southampton, but they never go. So
But
yeah,
no, but my point is
just
they may not
beware.
get relegated, but Ralph has got a chance of being fired.
I
That's
agree
that's
with
how
that.
I'm seeing it.
That.
I agree.
We're talking
He's
about
such a good coach,
sacking.
though.
Yeah, but
He's such a good coach.
I don't know.
though.
We'll see how it goes. Oh, Southampton,
Yeah, I
they
don't see
worry
it,
me.
man. I don't see some of these shots because like I feel like Southampton have zero ambition and Ralph will always just have a job with Southampton. Lampard,
I
like I
disagree with
said
that.
before.
Lampard is deep. Lampard is.
I
dead, guys.
agree. I feel like I feel like Lampard will go down.
God. Yeah.
I don't think Ralph will go down. I don't think they lack ambition, but I don't think
Okay.
I think they lack resources to fortify the club in a way that they're going to compete for a European spot. I think
Mate,
continued
the amount of
Premier
give
League
you
money
that.
Liverpool
consistency.
have thrown at him over the years.
I'll give you
They
that.
had plenty of dosh there.
Okay. That's to run the club. That's not to expand the team.
But
They
but
they need more than just that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I'll give you Southampton has a brilliant scouting team. Yo,
Oh, yeah.
They,
Yeah.
they
Southampton-
do know how to pick their players.
There's a time when
Yeah.
Southampton was funding Liverpool's team. Like every
Absolutely,
player was coming.
absolutely.
Yeah. We even got Luke Shaw from there.
Southampton. We kept Southampton afloat, boys.
Yeah, Southampton was like Liverpool Academy. Like,
B,
it was.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
on a serious note, lads, I actually think one manager who may actually find himself in a lot of trouble is Mr. Arteta.
Okay.
I think the
Fair
collapse
enough.
last season was
Yeah.
shocking. They had fourth in the palm of their hands.
Yeah.
They have spent so much money there as well.
They've
and
backed
they've
him.
backed him. They have
Yeah.
absolutely backed that man. If Arsenal are struggling, and I think if they're sitting in 6th or 7th, I think Mikel Arteta's gone.
Yeah, that's true.
They should be higher up than what they are. He can't keep complaining that he only has kids. He doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
If he's playing them, they're good enough.
I don't think he'll get
Arteta-
fired.
I think after last season, mate, I think the writing's on the wall for that man. He's been backed. He's received everything that he's wanted. They've backed him again, and they are still backing him. They're about to spend another 30 million on Zinchenko, for Pete's sake.
Yeah.
They've just bought in a striker because he fell out with the 2 strikers he had last year.
I'm not
Odegaard,
denying what you're
Odegaard.
saying.
These are
I'm not
facts.
denying, like, they've brought in a lot of attacking prowess and everything. 110%. They've lost out a lot of transfer targets to teams like Man United. Clearly, I agree with you in the sense that Arteta. I always felt like I just don't think he's gonna get fired. I think he won't succeed in his goal of top 4, but I don't see him getting fired. Man United is a better
So
shot
what's
for
the
top 4
point in
than.
him?
I
What's
think
the point
that's
in him?
the reason why
American-
he's gonna get fired.
Because they're not going to make the top
Because he's
4,
not
in my
gonna make
opinion.
top 4. He's not making top 4, and
Nah, he's not. He's
Poch
not.
may actually be the guy to come in after that. You never
From
know.
Spurs to nah.
Oh well, okay,
But-
probably
No,
not.
no,
Probably not. But you never know.
No, but you're absolutely right. There's
Nah,
no loyalty.
nah.
There's no loyalty in football.
Nah,
Yeah.
gents,
it's
Jens,
not
he's
like
not
that, I
going to.
promise you.
He's not going to Arsenal. This
They
is
literally
not Sol
just got the
Campbell.
old Chelsea manager in. They got the old Chelsea manager in. That's a rival too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Might not be their
absolutely.
biggest rival, but
That's a
I don't think that's
Who bought the
tough medicine,
or
you know.
Conte?
Yeah,
Jens.
yeah. I mean,
but I will also say that, like, in terms of Arsenal firing Arteta, with their ownership, that might be a really big shout, because their ownership is very shady, bro. They just stay with the status quo, and they keep on pushing with
Yeah.
the same guy. So
it's the American
it's
style.
exactly. It's a.
I really.
I'll be shocked to see Arteta go. I'll be.
I
super shocked
wouldn't.
to see him go.
Like
Where's
the
the
fans are
ambition?
crying, eh? The fans are crying.
That's what people are.
If he messes up, he's on a very, very short leash, eh? Like they will not be as
Arsenal
patient
fans
as they
aren't
were
happy
last
with him.
season.
They're not happy with him.
They're
And
not.
what they've literally brought in an apprentice manager.
Yeah.
We all sit there and say Frank Lampard doesn't have the experience. What experience does
Neither
he
does
have other
Arteta.
than laying down cones for Pep?
Well, besides his experience at Arsenal.
That was his
Lay
experience
down
before
cones.
Arsenal. He was putting out cones for Pep.
Yeah,
That was
yes,
his
yeah.
job.
Guys, Yerks are taking the piss. Being an assistant coach, being an assistant manager isn't just taking cones. Let's be honest. Like, guys, let's
But
be
it
honest.
includes it, right?
He's
That's
putting
too
cones
far.
out, bro. Don't know what
That's
type
too
of
far.
management you're
It's
into.
part
but
of the job description, though, right?
That's too far, gents. That's too far, boys. That's too far.
But,
Look.
okay, no. Let's be
I was
honest.
annoyed. I was annoyed by his treatment of Aubameyang. I was annoyed by his treatment of Lacazette. I was annoyed by his treatment of, like players that I felt deserved a lot more respect who were performing, and then you come along and all of a sudden that changes. But and yes, I think he's got unrealistic footballing principles. Unfreaking realistic. He needs to stop playing FIFA and go out on the actual field on Mutaba question or something. He needs to understand that there's a real football outside of all that technical using of the bulletin board and stuff like that. But he actually made some progress with Arsenal last season.
So, in
But the
essence, you're
point
saying he
is
needs
that
to.
they fell off.
Yeah, that's the
They
thing.
had
They did.
they
They did.
collapsed. They literally
They
collapsed.
did.
But this is
And-
looking at where they were in the league and where they finished in last season. But considering where they finished the season before, he progressed. He did better.
Yes,
did
which is
better,
my
so-
argument.
That's the argument for him now, which means
So
again this season he needs to do better, which I don't see him
Yeah.
doing, which means his job is on the line.
But his
Okay,
job is
so-
on the line at the end of the season, not
no, I don't
Ah,
know.
Look at what happened to
Arsenal on
Ole.
fire mid-season.
Look what
The
happened to
amount-
Ole. They
Yeah,
can.
the amount of vitriol that there
Ah,
was. I remember seeing all these Arsenal fan posts and listening. Like, they were not happy with how Arsenal play.
Yeah.
They're not happy with it. Yes, they can see progress,
Ah.
but we're saying he made progress from the season before to that season. Yes, the goal was to get closer. But when you are in a position that you are potentially even going for third,
Yeah.
and things fall apart in 4 games, that's on you. They were playing 1 game a season last year.
Yeah. A week.
He had a week to prepare that team, and they still were not good enough. Manchester United were playing Thursday nights. Liverpool, Chelsea.
I don't.
I mean
think
that with the
that-
greatest respect. At least you guys made
No,
European football. That's what I mean. You
No,
guys
no,
were playing
yeah, but
2
yes,
games a
in
week.
you are fighting on 2 fronts. I agree with you.
Yeah, I see that.
I
He had
just-
nothing else.
I
They
just
got
don't
knocked out of
see.
the cups early. There was nothing
Yeah.
else but
Well,
preparing
They
a
did
team.
get knocked out of the Cups by us. That one wasn't early for the Carling Cup. The FA Cup, yeah, but not the Carling Cup
The
because we took
Carling
them
Cup.
out in
What was
this.
that? The second game of the Carling Cup?
Yeah.
Nah, it was the
Listen.
4th game. We beat them in the semis.
Oh, so they played an extra 3 games, 4 games. Like
They-
it's not much, bro. The point that
It
I
was a
made.
2-legged affair.
He still needs to
Gents,
perform.
he
still
does
needs
need
to
to perform.
He does.
But I also
needs to
think
perform.
there comes a point when we're being critical that we take it to the next level for wind-up purposes, and I think that we're ignoring the growth this man had for a first-time manager. Yeah, he was been an assistant, and he was assistant to
But
Pep.
that's why
This
he
is a
shouldn't
filter
have that
there.
job. We're talking about
shouldn't have that job.
traditional big.
I don't
club
think
league.
he should. I don't think he should have had that job, to be honest. But I'm also looking at it, and I'm like, but if we're being honest, and don't say Pep but Poch, because let's face it,
He's
Poch
not
is
gonna-
out.
He's not
he's
gonna-
out. He's out. Who would you put in that role? You're gonna have to pinch somebody from Germany.
No, let's not take Graham Potter. The job that man has done at Brighton is they play really good
That's
football. Possession-based.
Brighton.
Yeah, and
That's
that's
Brighton.
tricky. But
Okay,
That's
so
Brighton, fella.
he's got
They
more experience. They took a
Yeah.
guy who was an assistant manager with no experience.
exactly.
You're saying
Yeah.
who can you bring in? I'm just pulling names out. You're saying go to
Okay. All right.
Germany and get who?
Now
What's the point?
I've heard Oaks talk about Graham Potter, and I'll keep your eye on Graham Potter. He's an exciting young English manager. Blah blah blah. They were saying the same shit about Sean Dyche for the last 3 or 4 seasons. Okay, like I'm actually a little bit over hearing about Graham Potter and all this promising performance and all this sort of stuff. he's
Okay,
doing
I've got
it
a question
with
for you.
Brighton, where the expectations are not as high.
How much money do Brighton spend a year?
They don't spend a lot, but he's doing it with Brighton, where the expectations are not that high.
You're talking about a club that puts a guy with no experience in charge.
And he's done a decent job to put
No,
them in
he
a
hasn't.
Europa
Yeah,
League spot. To put
he
him in a
hasn't.
Europa League spot in his first full season as a manager. That's not decent.
Is that his first
Hang
full
on,
season?
hang
It's
on,
not. It's not
hang
his
on,
second
it's his
full
He
season.
second.
came
Second.
halfway through. He came
Ah.
halfway through the season, the previous season. Last season was his first full season as a manager. Yeah,
Okay.
they fired Emery.
Oh yes, it was Emery. Oh yeah, no. But Unai Emery has been at Villarreal for
He's
2.
been
At,
They
Sevilla,
fired Emery, and
Sevilla.
Ludenberg was the one who was reffing them, who was coaching them until they brought in Arteta. Arteta had half a season the previous season, Jens.
why do I have it as this is being his second full season?
Hold on.
I think it's his second full
It's
season.
his second full season, eh?
I think he's been there 2.5.
Yeah, because Arteta has been Arsenal manager. You see, since 2019. He came halfway 2019 to 2020. He's at 2020, 2021, 2021, 2022. He's at 2 full seasons,
Okay,
2.5 seasons.
What number did they finish in his first full season?
I think 6th or 8th. Yeah. But guys, let me chime in here. I think I tend to agree with Rue. Arteta's not a bad coach, man. He's doing a decent job with what he has. He's cleaned house in Arsenal. Let's not be delusional and think that Arsenal was a clean place. That place was the what is this? The locker was really bad, and he cleaned house. He made the tough decisions like Aubameyang. Imagine removing your best striker because he's part of the toxicity in the. That's a big boy move.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And he's done that. Look, I don't agree. I do not think these guys, the American owners, will fire Arteta. I think they'll give him time, even if he does not get top 3 or top 4 this season. I think they'll give him time. They'll give him time to work with the team, because personally, I don't think he will make top 3 and top 4. I agree with you, Batsy, because they bought too many players, so to speak, that are first teamers. So they have to sit with them and actually gel the team and come up with decent results. So yeah, that's my take on it. And also they've got Europa this season, right?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be tough. They're not gonna get decent top 4, top 3. Yeah. That's my take on it.
I've got a question though. Okay, so we've established that we're talking about which manager is going to get fired and all that. I think it's really hard to look at the full 20 teams and pinpoint, right?
Yeah.
So, because I was going to say Newcastle is also he's also under pressure. Eddie Howe is also under pressure because he's just been given a lot of money, right? So it's really hard to tell from the full list of 20 who is at risk. So I've got a question of, if you're looking at, based on what we've just spoken about, if you're looking at the top 6, who is at most risk right now? Just looking at the top 6, who is at most risk of losing the job? Or are we saying the season is going to end? It's going to be the same 6 managers for the same 6 teams, and they're good. But who's at risk?
Arteta
First of all, first question: who is your top 6? Is it the?
Oh no, just the league. Yeah, just the league as it was.
The
top 6 teams from the last.
The big 6 clubs in England.
Yeah, which is the big 6 clubs? Who's at risk of in the big 6 clubs?
Let's go. Roll call. Pep Guardiola. No.
Untouchable.
Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen could finish bloody 18th, I reckon, and still keep his job.
And he'll still keep his job, absolutely.
He'll fix it next season.
Exactly. Thomas Tuchel. I think Todd's going to keep him in a job. I think Todd will keep him in a job because he doesn't have that football acumen as of yet. I think him just coming into the club. Who would he get in at the moment?
Thomas
Can
Tuchel's
I-
not
can
going
I-
anyway.
Yeah,
Can-
he's not going. Also, the way he's just handled.
Can I put in my defense?
Yeah,
I
100.
feel like Todd is moving really Abramovich-esque. I feel like he might just pull that trigger, man. I mean,
And put who?
think about it. Think about a Poch. There we go. Easy.
That
about
is
it.
a
Think
reasonable.
about
That's
it.
a
Wait.
reasonable one.
That's also a
Think
reasonable
about
shot,
it.
if I'm being honest.
That's
Think
a
about it.
reasonable one.
Think about
Yeah.
it. Let's say Chelsea start off and they finish 10th or 11th.
Oh, he's gone.
Do you think he still stays?
No, he's gone. He won't last half the
Okay.
season if he's that bad. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
With
he
the
stays.
squad they have,
Okay.
don't
I
see
think
them-
I-
with the squad they have, I
I
don't
see-
see it happening though.
Yeah, it won't happen.
I-
But if it does,
I
he's
don't
gone.
see it.
Nah, I don't
Yeah,
see him going.
If they
anywhere.
struggle, yeah.
Yeah,
If they
even
finish
if they
eighth in the
struggle.
league, if
I
they
don't
finish
see it
eighth,
happening if they struggle.
I tip Tuchel as a higher risk than Arteta. That's my take.
that's fair. In your opinion, that's fair.
Then
That's
then
fair.
similar
my
then
take.
similar positions. I would say that where they have to perform, because Chelsea now have Chelsea have got this thing where they can either do really really well or they can crumble. So
Absolutely.
I think if they go down the route of crumbling, yeah, Thomas could find himself out of a job real quick. And Arteta is in the same kind of boat, only he's on a rebuild. So his pressure is not as intense as Tuchel's.
What Thomas has at his the pluses for him are simply the fact that over the last 2 seasons he's won trophies for that club.
Yeah.
He won the Champions League, he won the Super League, he won the World Challenge Cup, whatever you want to call it. It's a glorified friendly, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
But he won things for that club.
Yeah.
The fact that Todd's come in, he's got rid of everyone in that club was football related. I don't know who else he's got at the moment, but I don't think he's got a lot of football people there.
Yeah.
When FSG came in, remember the struggles we had trying to get football knowledge in and the mistakes we were making? I don't think Todd would want to do that. He's got a manager there who's got a reputation of winning things. He did extremely well in the Bundesliga. He did well-ish at PSG. Well, he won the league. Everyone wins the league there. But that's the point. I don't see Tuchel being under as much pressure.
Yeah.
You look
Also-
down at... Sorry, mate?
No, sorry, you're still talking. Go on.
I was just going to say, then you look down at Spurs. Antonio Conte, one of the greatest managers of our generation. He ain't going nowhere.
He's not.
Spurs are not going to struggle unless Spurs have an absolutely awful start. But even then, where do you go from Conte?
Back to Poch.
Nah.
Man, you love Poch, don't you?
He does.
I rate
He's
him.
the-
He rates
I
him.
rate
He
him.
rates him.
I
He
really
rates him very high.
don't rate that guy.
I don't rate him.
I don't rate him.
I don't rate him at all.
I don't rate him. I don't rate him.
But
So you're Man City, right?
No, I'm a
No,
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Also, I'm the
You're
only.
the,
I'm the only. Hey,
You're the
life.
only-
Life is tough. Anyway, so would you take Poch at Liverpool?
no.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
absolutely not.
I would
Absolutely
take
not.
After,
Absolutely not.
Post Klopp,
Abs-
absolutely, I'll take him.
Absolutely
I'll take it.
not.
So
Absolutely
I just
not.
think Poch is not that good. Like that's.
He's not.
Wow.
Yeah, I
He's
just don't
not.
rate him. I think he's
not.
You know
he's
what?
He's not.
he's a-
I'm going to be
he's
not.
controversial here.
he's middle range manager. He's not Pep level. He's not that level. He's
Nah, he ain't,
Who was
he ain't the guy.
Southampton manager before Poch?
what's it, Baba?
Southampton's manager before Poch.
Yeah, that's what he should go
The
back
French-
to. That would be the
The French guy.
place.
That was the French dude, right? Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't Poch at Southampton.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, but before Poch, there was some French dude. I can't remember what his. I can remember his name.
Yeah,
but,
no idea.
But okay,
Oh,
here's
okay,
the thing,
okay.
James.
Can I just
Look,
as
defend?
the
What I was
manager-
gonna say, well, the point I was trying to make is that
Okay, cool.
he went to Southampton and he just picked up the torch there and kept what was happening there
Mhm.
going on. He had really good players at his disposal as well. That's when Mane and all them were still there.
Yeah, before Liverpool took the ball. Yeah.
Yeah. And then from there, he's then gone to Tottenham. And Harry Redknapp was actually doing a pretty decent job. They were finishing.
No,
last.
stop. No,
Yep.
stop. No,
Yep.
stop.
Yes,
No,
agree.
no,
I
no,
agree with
will
you
not-
there.
Where were they
I
finishing?
will not allow that blasphemy.
No, Chappie, you're right.
But
No,
league position wise,
Tawana,
where were they finishing?
Tawana,
true.
be honest. The only
that's not
reason
true.
Spurs fired Harry Redknapp was because Chelsea went and won the whatever league that pushed Harry Redknapp's Tottenham, which was 4th in the league, out of Champions League contention. That's the only reason the guy
that
got
was
fired.
that season. Yeah, I remember that.
Otherwise,
I get
he
you.
took Spurs to 4th.
I get
Do you
you.
realize that
But wait.
Pochettino
Drew.
in his 600 games as manager, this is the first time he's ever won anything. Ever.
I don't rate that guy, but I agree, Ru. I agree.
Come on, bro.
I really don't
There's
rate.
smoke
Okay.
there, bro.
I could
Oh,
win
my
the
God.
league with PSG, bro.
I can't, bro. I can't,
PSG
bro.
PSG could be managed by Messi and they would win the league. Like, this is like, guys, let's go play football.
Wait.
I don't rate Poch, bro.
I don't
Wait,
rate
I
him,
don't-
bro.
I don't-
I don't.
I don't rate Poch because of his time at PSG. It's his time at Spurs. I highly disagree with what you said about Harry Redknapp, because when Poch came into that Tottenham team, he literally had to do a rebuild because most of the players that Harry had were leaving. Real Madrid had signed someone. They had signed Bale. That same. Listen, wait. Do your Googles. They took Bale, and they also took what's that guy who's playing at Real Madrid also.
Modric.
who's pretty good.
Luka.
Modric. Bale and Modric were the key.
Who were they taken? Who were they taken by?
So
But
there was
who were they?
Bale,
When were they taken?
So it was Bale.
But don't forget
the
Villa-Boas, whatever his name is, was
Man.
Tottenham manager in between as well. Then they had
Exactly.
That was also
Whatever his
another
name
That's
mistake.
when- So
Villas
Spurs
Boas,
were
ish.
in the mud, bro. They were in the mud. And also remember that Spurs also had to do the stadium rebuild. So there were seasons
that was
where
tough for them, yeah.
Poch there was no money. Like
Yeah, that
literally,
was
they were
hard.
not making any signings. And what was he doing? He was using the youth to win games, bro. I feel like people need to put more respect on Poch's name.
I
That
think
guy
If you're gonna
can
put respect on him, then
rebuild
put
a
respect
team.
on Brendan Rodgers. Then
No,
put
no,
respect
no,
on
no,
Brendan
no,
Rodgers.
no,
I agree.
Same
That's
age, boys.
same league.
Same.
Yes,
So,
yes.
let us. I will
not-
do the right thing. Brendan Rodgers took Joe Allen to Champions League. You do the right thing,
Yeah,
bro.
dude, and we got knocked out first season every single time.
Bro.
First round,
Bro.
we always
Brendan
got
Rodgers
knocked
took
out
us
by
to
Rod-
number 2.
I also
Brendan
don't rate
Rodgers
that
took
one.
us to number 2.
Suarez. No, bro. That
Brendan
was Suarez,
Rodgers,
bro.
as manager, managed the team that took us to number 2 with Joe Allen.
Do
He's
you
still
know
playing.
why?
Alberto
He's still
Moreno.
playing.
Do you know?
Moreno,
do you know why?
Moreno, we were saying is a quality defender not too long ago. Remember?
Nah, not a Champions League defender. Not a
Is
Champions
this-
League
are these the
defender.
lies that you guys are telling yourselves here when you're by
No,
yourself?
I didn't say that. I said
I'm telling you, Liverpool supporting was tough back in the day, bro. I'm
Moreno.
telling you, it was tough.
nah, gents.
No, but
gents.
do you
Let's
know
not
why
do that.
Brendan Rodgers
Let's
is
not
a
do this
terrible
here.
manager? Is because the moment that Luis Suarez left, that's when you could see Brendan Rodgers' tactics, and there was zero. They were absolutely.
But what,
No,
what
he
is
had no tactics. He had a style of
Exactly.
play. He had no tactics. Everybody knows this. He had no
Exactly.
plan B. But then
Exactly.
still, he
But
took us to
Poch-
number 2, and he put us in Champions League football. And he was like, this year with Poch. They're like, this
but
year,
Poch,
twins,
Bro.
separated at birth.
my last comment. Do you know when who's this Harry Kane was like 21 or 20s, like young in his 20s? His youth coaches today, when they comment on Harry Kane, they say like this guy was such a mundane player. Like there was nothing interesting in him. There was no way we're going to say Harry Kane is the next England player. That's what they say out of their own mouth. This is not me.
Isn't it Man
These
United?
are Arsenal. These are Arsenal youth league coaches.
No.
These are Arsenal youth league coaches. Yeah, because he played youth league with Arsenal, bro.
No. They were actually saying this is I think it's the England youth coach. He actually said on TalkSport that like there was nothing about Harry Kane that brought anything that you think, oh wow,
inspiring.
Look, this is the next England number 9. That's all
Honestly,
Poch, bro.
I still don't think there's much to Harry Kane anyway.
But anyway.
It's shocking that he's about to be England's top goal scorer. No, but
insane,
I think
I don't rate him, man.
I think he's a great striker, but he's overachieved, if you ask me. Yeah, but he's I think he's good. I think he's a really good striker.
Thanks
but he
to
has
Poch.
yeah. I don't know about that.
Let's just move on, boys, because we're not going to be able to resolve this. I can't.
Okay, wait. Question for you.
Not if it's on only one, because I'll be hard. I'll be hard as hell.
I want to ask you a question. Who is considered across the board as a better manager, Pochettino or Erik ten Hag?
Fuck. That's a tough one, because at least Ten Hag has won stuff in the Netherlands, right? But Poch has got a big reputation because he coached at Espanyol, he coached at Spurs, he coached at PSG. He's probably got 600 coaching games. I don't know how many Ten Hag has, but Ten Hag's all of his experience comes in the Dutch league.
Erik ten Hag is actually considered one of the brighter minds in football.
Yeah.
But they use that tag on every young fella coming out every 4 years, dude. I've heard that shit about Graham Potter.
Erik ten Hag's not a young kid.
He's not a young kid. He's been in the game.
No, but he's a young manager. How many years has he got in management?
Management?
How many years has he ever?
He's been managing.
That matters.
He's been managing for 10 years.
Management.
He's been managing for 10 years.
He's not a kid in the game, mate.
Yeah. He's got more scars than Arteta. He's got more scars than Lampard. You know, I'm seeing some of the people.
Right.
He's okay.
Erik ten Hag, first class football.
As a first team manager. As a first team manager, not
7 years. Yeah,
that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Okay, if we're talking about first team management,
that's Utrecht.
Then you look at Utrecht or Ajax, whichever you pick.
Yeah.
Utrecht is in the Dutch league, but it's not in the first. So it's from if you're counting first team football with a club of significance, you're looking at Ajax. Because Utrecht, where did they play? At Ajax, he started in 2017. He had 200.
I'm not in the Bundesliga. They played in the first division.
Yeah, back in the day.
And he also played for Utrecht as well. He was a player for Utrecht.
Back in the
So how many years are we
I'm talking about right now. First team.
They're actually
from
in the Eredivisie
Ajax
right now.
2017.
I mean, you can't discount his time
with Ajax.
You can't discount his time. You can't disregard. He was the head.
Lampard. That's like saying Lampard wasn't coaching when he was at Derby.
2015 till now.
Yeah, that's
2015 till now. So how long has Poch been doing it?
7 years. That's not bad.
7 years is not bad. 7 years is not bad.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Gents.
But the Poch hate here is just incredible.
do not. No,
I'm
not gonna comment on it, but yeah, that's not bad.
Poch has been managing for 6 years before that, so it's alright.
I still think
Espanyol.
2009.
Are you counting Espanyol?
Yeah, 2009.
No, as in I don't rate Poch.
You don't rate him.
I don't look. I agreed with you. I don't rate Poch, right? So I don't rate Poch, but at the same time, Ten Hag, his claim to fame is all in the Dutch Eredivisie, right?
Yeah.
How many times did he win the Eredivisie? 3 times, right? In his time there. Yeah. That's impressive. Yeah. Considering that they're the biggest club in the Netherlands, maybe a little less impressive, right?
Exactly. Absolutely.
How many times did he rebuild that team? Don't forget, he was managing that.
He sells,
when,
but against who? Against who, fam? Because he's rebuilding against. He's rebuilding
there's no point in
against.
Yelling. You ask a question, we're trying to answer it, then you want to cut in and start yelling, bro. Right?
I'm sorry.
There's
But
no
this is why I say
point,
like. This is why I say
You're
like.
passionate about this.
You ask
This
the
gets me
question,
hard.
But
This
you
gets
ask the
me hard,
question,
though.
let people answer it, bro. Right?
Okay. How many times did he have to rebuild that squad?
Frankie de Jong, De Ligt, all those guys were actually in his team, right?
Yeah, one window.
How far did he
When's the
take
next
him?
window?
How far did he take him in the Champions League? That's what I'm comparing it to against the creme de la creme of Europe.
But how many times did they take his players when he was manager between 2017 and now?
Where did he get him?
No. But you said your comment was he had to rebuild that team, right? And I asked you how many times.
So even if he's rebuilt it once or twice, the point is they were still decent in the Champions League against the best teams in Europe, not just in his league.
There's no question that he was competitive in the Champions League, even after he lost his best players
with
Barcelona,
young players,
Juve.
Experienced players who some people were saying weren't actually very good. Who's the striker that he's got from, what is it, Southampton? What's his name? He's older now.
Oh, that fella. Yeah. I got him. Don't worry.
How many careers did he also rebuild while at Ajax? The point is, Ajax played good attacking football, were competitive in Europe. He's had to rebuild it. He's rebuilt a lot of guys' careers in there. He's taken young players, developed them, which is what Man United are after as well. So they're after that development and coaching.
Dusan Tadic was the midfielder. Yeah, he was the midfielder, right?
Striker. He's a striker now, isn't he, or something?
No, midfielder.
Midfielder, like a winger.
He's a midfielder. So they had Dusan Tadic, they had Daley Blind, they had Davy Claessens, they had Martin Stecklenburg. There are a few people there. My issue is, who are they playing against in the Dutch Eredivisie? Because if he's got a day off in the Eredivisie and he gets to show off in the Champions League, of course he's going to be more competitive. If he's going to buy the best players at Feyenoord, if he's going to buy the best players at PSV and bringing them to Ajax, of course he's going to be more competitive. That's not caveat the time. Like, I feel like we look at these guys with blinders sometimes.
I've got a question,
guys. Overcook the rep.
I think on that, I agree with you that he's got the best team, but at the same time, you're looking at how many Ajax teams have been able to do that in the exact same environment. Ajax is the biggest team. They're buying from Feyenoord, they're buying from wherever, but they're not performing against the big teams in the Champions League. He did that.
That's a good point.
He did that. He's within the same scenario. He did that, and his players have been scouted. We bought Donny. De Ligt was bought. His best teams were taken away, and even then, we are buying Martinez because they were exciting again in the Champions League under his stewardship. So you cannot discount. He was at a small club, but he did the business. He was doing it, and he kept doing it over and over again for those 5 seasons.
I've got a question. Would you be buying Martinez if Ten Hag wasn't Man United manager? Do you think you'd be buying Martinez?
Arsenal wanted to buy Martinez, and Eric
Ten Hag Arsenal.
He's a good player. That's my point. He's a good player.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
No,
I'm saying yes.
That's not what I asked.
I'm saying yes.
So you think Man United were going to be buying this guy if Ten Hag wasn't your manager?
Yes, because he's a good player.
I question if you're being honest there.
My point is,
I can't
say yes or no. I can't say yes or no because we do have him as a manager and we've gotten him. But I think the fact that that's why I said Arsenal are going for him, because he is a good player, and they don't have Eric Ten Hag as a manager. So that's what I can answer to that. Someone who does not have Ten Hag as a manager wants Martinez. So that means he is a good player.
All right. So now
here's where I'm gonna call everyone out, because like the things that you accredit Ten Hag to have are the things that Poch has.
Poch did, yeah. Poch actually did that.
Let's just move on.
Poch actually did that. That's fair.
I agree.
When did Poch finish? Okay, so
do you know there's a time where
I was just
Okay,
gonna
go
say,
ahead.
so
Sorry.
Ten Hag,
Yeah, go ahead.
you guys are saying he started coaching Ajax in what year?
2017.
2017.
2017. Okay.
Yeah.
So having a quick look here. Before Ten Hag took over, the last time Ajax actually won the Eredivisie was in 2014. Are you actually aware of that? They finished
That's like
second every
2
year
years.
up until 2015, 16, 17, 18, they finished second each of those years. Then he actually won the Eredivisie 19, 20, 21, 22. So he hasn't taken over a team that was 100% smashing it. They were not the best team in Holland at that point in time.
Yeah.
2019, so he's taken him to the Champions League semi-finals. That's in his second full year there. Then his group stage, and from that point they got relegated to Europa, last 32. Champions League group stage, back down, Europa League quarterfinals, Champions League last 16. So they've been competitive in Europe as well in that time period. When did Poch achieve that?
What?
Where
What
they
do you
were,
mean? Wait.
so
Okay,
have they
say
not
that
been
again.
competitive in the Champions League? Where they've actually shown up. Like
Spurs.
2 years they got knocked into the Europa League. I'll give you that. But they've gone semi-finals.
Wait, are you talking about Spurs?
No, this
No, he's
is
talking
Ten
about
Hag's
Ajax.
record.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You're talking
So he
about
finished in the semi-final. His team
Okay.
got decimated. Right? So his team got
Okay.
decimated, and then he's still gone and qualified for the Champions League, winning the Eredivisie. He's then gone again, won it every single year, rebuilding that
Okay.
team.
Who did they lose to in those 4 seasons that he didn't win the Eredivisie? Who was in those Dutch teams? Where did those players go? It's a much bigger conversation. We can't rule out all those factors.
Hang on. So he came second once, from what I can see.
Yeah. And
That's
then
the
he
year
won-
that he took over. Then he's won the Eredivisie every single year since then.
Okay. What's the biggest club in the Netherlands?
No, the point is we're saying that they were the best team in the Netherlands and he's just taken on a piss easy job.
He didn't.
I'm arguing that he took over the largest club in the Netherlands and managed to rebuild it.
Okay, so
That's not exactly running Spurs, where Spurs is probably the 3rd, 4th biggest team in London.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They've got to compete against.
You're taking one
They've-
side of the argument, though.
No, I'm saying, even though I have my doubts about Pochettino, you can't come tell me that Ten Hag is that much better a manager when Pochettino is under more strive and competition, competing against Chelsea, Arsenal, to get the top players just in London.
Do you know when
Then
I
he
gave
has to
up? Do you know when I gave up on Pochettino? The year when they were chasing Leicester and fell over. That's when I gave up on Pochettino and I realized that there's not a good manager there. Spurs should have won the league that year.
I thought Arsenal should have won that league.
Out of all the top 4 clubs,
Absolutely, yeah.
That was Arsenal.
They
That
were
was
the
both,
that
most
was Arsenal.
both of them, they were closer.
Spurs
They
were
were
the most
closer.
stable team.
Yeah.
I
Spurs
felt
were
like
the
it was
most
Arsenal.
stable.
I felt like it was. I felt like Arsenal copped that
They
up.
were both 10 points away from.
Yeah.
It's not.
So, and at some point in time, both of them were really, really close to Leicester,
Yeah.
and then they fell off. So both of them, Arsenal or Spurs, should have won
Yeah,
that
one
league
of
that
them.
season. Yeah, but
And if he's as good as what you're saying he is, he should have won the league that year. The one year that he actually could have won the league.
yeah. In any case, I still just don't. Yeah, I really don't rate Poch. Like I really
don't
just
rate
don't
him.
rate him. In
I
any
don't
case.
rate him, but I don't think
Because-
that the chasm between him and
Yeah.
Ten Hag is as massive as we're making it out to be. Like Ten
Maybe
Hag
it's
is a
not.
very promising manager, right? Who started really coaching at a top flight level in 2017. Very good football philosophy, very good football style. He honed his craft in the last 5 years in the Eredivisie. There is no question that this man is quality. But for you to say, but Poch, we're discounting these factors. Poch had to compete with more clubs for the best players in that league. You can't ignore that. That's a tough job.
Yeah, okay.
That's where my issue is.
He's not a bad manager. I get you.
I think he's a good.
I'll take it, Batsy. I'll take it.
He's not a bad manager.
I can't.
I just wouldn't want him at United.
I'll take it, Batsy. I'll take it.
I will concede. He's alright. Go back to Southampton.
So